introduction in microeconomics, that is done. Then we'll start with statistics today, first chapter. This introduction, we will finish it off. Then we will go for the other chapters. Okay. So just an introduction, why, how we are using statistics, or what is the use of statistics in economics. That's what they have given. And I want everyone to switch on the video fast. Fast. Everyone. Yes. Ellen, Roseanne, Abhijit, Krishnakanti, Ellen Burgess. Yes. Okay.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Tell. Okay, those who have textbook, you can take it with you. Otherwise, you can just see the screen. And I want you to note down the important points. So Alfred Marshall, we say that he's a founder of modern economics. And what he tells about economics, he says that economics is a study of man in the ordinary business of life. So it's how a man conducts his life. Ordinary, I mean, as an ordinary business, in the sense there are some particular features I told you, how the resources are scarce, it has alternative uses, and what resources we have that is limited. Few features I told you. So how we conduct our life with these scarce resources, that is considered as the study of economics. That this is according to which person? Who says this?
Alfred Marshall.
Alfred Marshall. So he says that economics is the study of man in ordinary business of life. Now, few terms they have given in your textbook. What do you mean by consumer? What do you mean by seller? Or who is a producer? Who is an employee, employer? All those things they have given. So as a consumer, you can see that on the screen, one who purchases goods and services to satisfy the needs. Other, in your words, can you tell what do you mean by a consumer? Or who is a consumer?
Consumer means who buying things from the market.
Who buy things from the market mainly to satisfy our needs. Now, why do we buy things from the market? Because we have lot of needs. To satisfy that needs, we buy things from the market, or we buy things mainly to satisfy. It can be it's not necessary that we buy only for ourselves. It may be for our family, or we may try to gift something to other people. So all those things, I mean, consumer is a person who buy things, and if your wants are satisfied, that person we call it as consumer. Okay, so who is a consumer? One who purchases goods and services. Why he purchases goods and services? To satisfy the needs of that particular person. I told that it can be a person, it can be for the family, it can be for others to gift or something like that. Now next one, seller. Now, who is a seller? Seller means the person who sells the things to the public or to the people and earn a profit, earn a living, earn money. So those people we call them as a seller. So what the person is doing here? He is selling the goods to make a profit. So to make a profit in the sense through that he earns money. So these small things, please write it down. Producer. Now, who is a producer? Producer is a person who produces goods or he provides services. Okay. Now, can anyone tell one person who provides services? Can anyone tell?
Grocer. Fireman.
What does it say loudly?
Grocer.
No, service. One who
House
provides
fireman,
service.
doctor.
Teacher.
Okay. Doctor, teacher, lawyer, washerman or barber, all these comes under services. Okay, so here when we it's not necessary that when we tell producer, it is not necessary that when we produce goods then only we are called as a producer. No. Okay, when we produce goods, at the same time when we provide some services for others, that person can be called as a producer. Next one, employee. Employee in the sense, you in simple terms, you understand a worker in an office or a worker in one area. So you are working for someone, or you can say that somebody has employed you for a work and you are getting payment for that, or you are getting some salary for that. So when you are working for somebody else, you are called as an employee. You got what you mean by employee? You are in a job, you are working for some other person and you get paid for it. That person we call as employee. Now, who is an employer? When you employ someone, I mean, as an owner of a firm or something, you are employing someone and you are giving money to that person or wages to that person. Now, that person we call as employer. So, these are the few terms, basic terms you should know. Always, sometimes we have seen that there is a confusion between employee and employer. Okay, so can anyone tell what do you mean by who is an employer?
Who gives salary to
Yeah,
who are
who
working in
employ
the
other person and give salary to the other one for the work what he is doing. Okay, Sanam, can you tell what do you mean by employee? Who is an employee?
Man, when you're working for someone,
Yeah, you are working for someone and you are getting
wages.
salary or wages. That person we call as employee. So these few terms please understand. And one more thing, last you can see one term is given, that is economic activities. What do you mean by economic activities? What do you mean by economic activities? I want everyone to switch on the video. Fast, fast. Abhijit, Ellen, Sandra, Akshay, fast. Vinay, can you tell me what do you mean by economic activities?
There is a monetary gain.
There is a monetary gain. Monetary means what now? What do you mean by monetary?
Money.
Money gain. In the sense, whenever you do any activity, you are remunerated, or whenever you do any work, you are remunerated. What do you mean by remuneration now? You are getting money here. Okay. So those activities which gives you a salary or which gives you money, that activities are called as economic activities. Okay, so there are economic activities also, there are non-economic activities. Now, I want everyone to take a rough paper and write it to non-economic activities or examples of non-economic activities. Any two, right? Any two examples of non-economic activity. What do you mean by non-economic activity?
No monetary gain.
In the sense, you are doing a work, but you are not getting any salary or money for that. Okay, so can you write down two examples for non-economic activities? Helen Burgess, finished writing? Ellen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ellen, can you read it out? What you have written? What example have you written?
Ma'am, I'm writing.
Only two examples. Pavitra, can you tell? After that, I will ask you, Ellen. Okay. Pavitra, can you tell? Pavitra. Roseanne.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you tell any two non-economic activities?
A mother teaching her children
Yeah, very good. Mother teaching her children.
and a mother cooking for her family.
Okay, mother cooking for her family. Any other work? If anybody has written, you
Ma'am,
can tell.
social work
Social work. Okay, some works
and
are there. We'll just do it for the helping the society. Okay.
ma'am, non-profit funds or non-profit
Oh, that is too high
charities.
level, I feel. Okay, fine. I mean, whenever we do something, something which doesn't earn money, take it in that way, that can be done, that can be taken as non-economic activity. Okay. Now come back to the topic. They have given some features that is related to the wants. I told you that we have unlimited wants. Okay, our wants are unlimited. There is no limit for that. Okay, if we have money or resource, we will try to, satisfy all our wants. But that is not possible. Why is it not possible? Because, what is the reason? Why we can't satisfy all our wants? What's the reason?
They are limited.
Wants are limited?
No,
No, wants are unlimited. So why can't we
The money
satisfy?
is limited.
Money is limited or resources are limited. Okay.
resources are limited.
Yes. So what we have to do, we have to choose only those things that you want the most. We have to prioritize our wants. We have to see that which one is most important or more important. According to that, we have to see, or according to that we have to satisfy our wants. So this is what you can see, the basic teaching of economics. So this is what we study in economics. We have to find out what are the wants in front of us, or we know what are the wants, but we have to see, we have to prioritize which one is the most important, and according to that, money what we have or resource what we have, according to that we can satisfy our wants here. Now listen. Here, one important feature of all economic problems. You have studied economic problems. What are those economic problems? Pranav? Some economic problems we studied. What is that? Do you remember? Central economic problems.
What to produce.
Yes,
how
what to produce?
For whom to produce.
How to produce and for whom to produce. There are some problems. Now, why these economic problems are there? The one main reason is that the resources are scarce, or we say that there is a scarcity of the resources. Because of that reason, we have all these economic problems. If there is no scarcity, do we need to think of any allocation? Do we need to think of what to produce? Do we need to think of how much to produce? Nothing. Because the resources are scarce, it has given rise to the problem or the economic problems. If there is no scarcity, then there is no need to think of any of these economic problems. And I feel that then there is no need to study the economics also. Okay. So here, economics, when we study the root cause, what we are seeing, that is economic problem. What is the root cause of this economic problem? That is scarcity. Now, another one important point is that whatever resources are there, that resources are limited. Limited in the sense it is in limited number. And at the same time, it have alternative uses. Alternative uses means what? What do you mean by alternative uses?
Different types of
Yeah, it can be. One same resource can be utilized for the production of different things. So because of that reason, you can see the resources. These are some features of resources you can take. Resources are limited and resources have alternative uses. Okay. Now, for example, farmer's case I have given here. Take the example of rice. Okay, what all we need for the production of rice? Few things you say. What all we need for the production of rice?
field,
Water.
We need water. Okay.
Land.
Land.
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
Machineries.
Then
labor,
what is that?
labor,
Labor. Then
seed,
okay, seeds. These are the things I mean basic things. These are the basic things or few things what we need for the production of rice. Okay. Now for these are necessary for the production of food grains, we can say. Okay. At the same time, if you take the case of rubber, what all we need?
Land.
Land. Okay. Yes. Don't we want the water?
Yeah.
Yes. Then
The
Climate.
Then fertilizer,
yeah.
labor. Do we need or not?
Yes.
Okay, so we need we need all the somewhat same things what is needed for the rice also. Okay, now here we have to see now which one is more important, yes or no? Whether we have to produce rice or whether we have to produce rubber. Or it depends upon the resources, how much we need. According to that, we have to decide which one to be produced, whether we should produce food grains or whether we should give importance to cash crop. So this will be decided. Why we are deciding like this? What is the reason for the decision? Why can't we produce rice and rubber?
Limited resources.
Because of limited resources. One more reason is there why the same resources can be used for the production of
Another crop.
Production of let it be wrong, no problem.
Another crop.
Another crop or rubber. The same resources what I have written here, it can be used in the production of rubber also. That shows what resources have alternative uses. It is not that that particular resource is used only for producing rice. It's not like that. It is not, there is no rule that these resources can be used only for the production of rice. It can be used in the production of rubber also. So we have to make a decision which one is more necessary for our country. That should be given importance. Why I have told this example? It shows that the resources have alternative uses and we have to take a proper decision whether it should be produced, whether this should be resources should be used for the production of a food grain or production of a cash crop. Okay. Now next one, this is what I have written here. Alternative uses of resources give rise to the problem. What is that problem? The choice. We have to choose what different commodities can be produced by these particular resources. Now next one, before that, next question what you see or next topic what you learn in economics, that is consumption, production, distribution. These three important terms that you are going to learn, or it is related to how the consumption is happening, how they decide the production, how the distribution is happening, all those things you are studying in economics. Okay, so these all what I am telling here, they will be giving in one sentence only in the first chapter. Later on you will be learning in detail. So economics involves, before I told that, study of man in the ordinary business of life. Now, what we are discussing in economics, that is consumption, production, and distribution. These are the three main things we learn or we discuss in economics. Now, before that, till here you can write the points. After that, don't write any points. Okay? Till here, you can just write it. Economics is discussed in three parts: consumption, production, and distribution. Now, what do you mean by consumption? What do you mean by production? What do you mean by distribution? Let me tell you. Now, related to consumption. Okay, this is just I'm writing a short form. You don't write. Okay. You have to write the full form only. Now, consumption, when we say, what all things are involved in that. Okay. So consumption, you can, you know that you have a given income. A given income is there. Given price is there. At that given income and price, what you are going to buy, that comes under the study of consumption. You got what I said? Listen once more. A given income at a given price. At a given price in the sense what? What do you mean by given price? There is a price existing in the society for particular commodity. So at that price, at your given income, what you are going to buy, that comes under the study of consumption. Got it, everyone? So what comes under the study of consumption? Vinay? What comes under the study of consumption?
There is a given income and we decide what to.
Yeah, there is a given income, not only given income at a given price. Price also is given, that is existing in the society. You have an income, at that given income and price, how much you are going to buy or what you are going to buy, that comes under the study of consumption. So after writing this, I'm telling you one point, write it down. Okay? The consumer decides what to buy. The consumer decides what to buy at a given price and income the consumer decides what to buy at a given price and income and, or put a comma there, that is better, and many alternative goods are available in the market. Or you put that in the bracket, okay? Many alternative goods are available in the market. In the sense, many goods are available in the market. He should choose among that, from those alternative goods, which one is good for him. Okay? This is the study of consumption. This is the study of consumption. Once more, I'll tell, the consumer decides what to buy at a given price and income. Bracket you write, alternative goods. Many alternative goods to choose. Okay? This is the study of consumption. Now, next one, it is related to production. It is related to production. Just in that, below that point consumption, you can write next point. How the producer chooses what and how to produce for the market. How the producer chooses what and how to produce for the market. This is the study of production. This is the study of production. Now, here what the producer is doing, producer is choosing what all things they should produce in the market and how it should be produced. How it should be produced means what now? I told you the method of production. How it should be produced means what? Can you tell one example? Or what comes in that? How it should be produced? What will come in that?
It should be produced according to the need of the economy.
According to the need, but how? What type of things he should use. That means whether he should use labor or whether he should use machine or like that kind of technology.
Labor.
Yeah, which one he should use. So that is what comes
Labor.
under the study of production. Now the third one, it is a distribution. Now here, you know what is national income, right? What is national income?
Of a nation.
Income of a nation. How do you get that? How do you get national income? Yes, it's not, I'm not asking in a economics definition. Just tell in your simple term, what do you, how do you get this national?
Expenditure of the country.
Revenue.
Huh?
Revenue.
Revenue, what revenue? Revenue of?
A
Income.
nation.
Income of? Revenue, you are telling income of whom?
People.
Yes, very good. In simple terms, okay? This is not the proper definition. In simple terms, we can say that is income of people. Okay. Now, how the people are getting income? They have given different ways through which they get the income. One, it can be wages. Another way, it is profit. You have learned that factors of production, right? What are the factors of production? What are the factors of production?
Capital, labor.
Okay, I'll just write here labor, then
Capital.
capital, then
Land.
land, then
Machinery.
that comes under capital, right?
Machineries.
So machinery, we can say physical capital. There is one more capital. What is that?
Raw material.
Raw material comes under working capital. It comes under physical capital. One more capital. Labor is there. Huh?
Agriculture.
No. Land labor, I think you have studied in 9th standard. Okay. I will tell you human capital. Okay, human capital. Oof. So here, 4 factors of production, but when you study economics in higher class, the terms are little bit different. It is land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Okay, what are the 4 factors of production? Any one person? What did I say now? Yes, land,
Land, labor,
capital,
human capital.
and
Capital.
no. Okay,
human
that's
capital.
what. As you have come to 11th and 12th, I mean, you will be going to 12th standard. So the terms you have to use in a proper manner. This what I have written here that you have studied in 9th standard. What you have to learn as a factor of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Okay, so these are the 4 factors. Now, wages are who is getting the wages in this 4 factors?
Labor.
Labor.
Labor. Okay, so labor done. Profit who gets?
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, that is
Entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship. Okay, then wages are there, profit is there. What for the land? For the land, what you will get?
Crops, food products.
No. What remuneration you will? If you have land and you are giving that land for someone to produce, what are you going to get?
Profit.
Profit. Rent.
Okay, if you have a house, you are giving it
Rent.
for
Rent.
Rent.
yes, you are getting rent here. Okay, so land altogether we say that the remuneration is rent. Now remaining capital means what here? Physical capital means machinery and all those things. When you invest money, what are you getting? When you invest money, what are you getting?
Profits.
Profit.
Okay, when you invest
Profit.
money, you are getting profit. Okay, one more area is there. When you are investing money, sometimes you have to get loans. So money invested, we even if you have invested your money, you are getting an interest for that. That comes as the fourth one. Okay, so it is another one thing is wages, profit, interest, and rent. Okay, now so these are the four remuneration. If you add all this, you get what? What is this actually? Income of?
National
you,
income.
yeah, you are getting national income. So once
Income.
more, let me tell you, in the distribution, how the national income is formed. That is what we are talking. Okay, now from where we are getting the national income? We are getting from wages, then rent, then profit, then interest. From these we are getting, if you add everything together, you get the national income. So how this income is distributed in the country, that is what the third study in economics, that is a third discussion. So one is related to consumption, that is one. Second one related to production. Third one, how income is distributed among all the factors of production, or how are we coming to national income by seeing all these, by seeing the income distribution. Okay, so three things we are discussing in economics. Which are they, Pavitra? Which are they?
Consumption,
Yes.
production, and distribution.
Distribution. Okay. Now you have written consumption and production. Third one you write distribution. National income or total income. National income or the total income arising from national income or total income arising from what has been produced in the country, what has been produced in the country is distributed through wages, profit and interest. Wages, profit and interest. This is the study of distribution. This is the study of distribution.
Ma'am, can you repeat the point again, please?
Yes. What is the starting? What you have written? The national income, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The national income or total income arising from what has been produced in the country is distributed through wages, profits, and interest. This is the study of distribution. Now, in economics, I told that these three things we are studying. Okay. Now, it's not like that only these three things we are studying. We are studying various other things also. Okay, there are various problems in our country, like, you know that we have poverty. Okay, that comes under the study of economics. What do you mean by poverty now? Anyone? Poverty means what?
Low income.
Low income or poor people or being poor. Okay. Or we have middle class people, or there is a question why some are very rich. Why some people are not having enough resources. There is a question. Why some are getting jobs. Why some are not getting jobs. or why the enough jobs are not created in our economy, or you can see why the people are why some people are living in poverty, or why people are not having enough resources to satisfy their needs. So it's not only that consumption, production, distribution is coming under the study of economics. We have to include various other things. Some basic problems are there that our country is facing, so that also should be included in the economics. Okay, or that also is considered as a matter, subject matter in economics. Now, if anything happens in the society, or you can see that I told that poverty is there. Now, how can we solve the poverty? Is there any method to solve the poverty, the problem of poverty? Anyone? Yes.
Generate employment opportunities.
Generate employment opportunities. Now, when we say that people are poor, so what we should do? Now, before generating employment, we should study about the poor people. Okay, we have to see that how many people are there, why they are poor, what are the reasons for it, all these things we have to study. Then only we can come to the answer, or then only we can find out the solution for that. Now, that is what they have given here. Whenever we are studying an economic problem, we have to study the reasons for it, causes for it, or why is it happening, what are the probable solution for it, or how can we solve the problems of it. So that also comes in. So here, when we study about that, it helps us in planning. What kind of planning here they have given, how to solve that particular problem. Now, modern economics, it helps, or it includes how the basic skills, the learning of basic skills for measuring poverty, how the income are distributed, how earning opportunities are related to your education, how environmental disasters affect our lives. All these things are just, a vague topic they have given in the introduction class. Okay, so don't worry about that. In small points, they have given you so many questions. How can we solve this problem, or what to study in economics, why we should study economics, all those things like these questions they have given. So don't take much seriously about these things. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, when we are relating these things in numbers, or we say that when we study this according to the numbers, there comes the use of statistics in economics. Okay, so statistics is a study of numbers related to selected facts in a systematic form. What do you mean by statistics, especially in relation to economics? That's what they have given. It is a study of numbers relating to selected fact. Some fact we might have taken. So when we are studying that fact, we are taking some numbers in a systematic form. That study we call it as statistics. Now here one more definition is given for economics. Please copy down that also. Let me tell you that economics is the study of how people and society choose to employ scarce resources that could have alternative uses in order to produce various commodities, that satisfy their wants and to distribute them for consumption among various persons and groups in society. Among various persons and groups in society. Vishnu, can you read it out? The definition. What do you mean by economics?
Economics is the study of economy.
Huh?
Choose to
Study of? Check what you have written is correct. Economics is a study of how people in society
choose to
uh,
employ
uh,
alternative
uh. See the screen, just copy it down.
Ma'am, can I read?
Yeah, just 1 minute. Nestle, can you read?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, read loudly.
I'm from where I just entered now. My net was
My God, you can't hear.
Can I read?
Okay, continue.
Economic is the study of how people and society choose to employ scarce resources.
Scarce
that could-
resources, okay? Scarce.
Scarce resources that could have alternative uses in order to produce various commodities that satisfy their wants and to distribute them for
Distribute.
consumptions among various persons and groups in
Now,
society.
when you read like this, you will feel that what rubbish is this? It's very difficult to understand or it is very difficult to learn. Yes or no? Don't you feel what is this? So many words are put up. Yes? Don't you feel like that? No? Okay. I will tell you an easy method. Never study like a continuous manner what is given here. Okay, what is this economics? Don't take it in that way. Whenever you learn a definition, you just split it. So one, here till here you understand economics is the study of how people and society. Okay, how the people and society, what they are doing, choose to employ scarce resources. What they are doing here, they are choosing to employ scarce resources. What is the speciality of that scarce resource? It has, that could have alternative uses. Okay, that could have alternative uses in order to produce. Now, this alternative uses for what? For producing various commodities. Now, that commodities have what? They have the power of satisfying their wants and to distribute them for consumption. Now, where we are distributing for consumption? Among various persons and groups in the society. If you read like this only, you will feel like learning. Otherwise, you will feel that, my God, whatever I am reading, I am not getting. Okay, so whenever you are learning anything, just split the sentence, understand it and learn. So once more, it is a study of what? How people and society, what they are doing, choose to employ scarce resources. So they are employing scarce resources. What is the speciality of that scarce resource? That could have alternative uses. It has many uses. In order to produce, it has many uses in what? In producing various goods and commodities that satisfy, these commodities satisfy their wants and distribute them for consumption. And among whom we are distributing? Among various persons and groups in the society. Kevin, can you read once more? Just give it a pause in between and read.
Economics is the study of how people and society choose to employ scarce resources that could have alternative uses in order to produce various commodities that satisfy their wants and to distribute them for consumption among various people and groups in society.
Okay. Now, I want you people to learn this by heart or whatever you see. Okay. You have to understand, you have to learn this because one definition is very important to learn. The other one is very easy. So if it is asked, the definition is asked, you have to write this. The other one is not, you cannot consider that. Okay. So this should be learned thoroughly. So you just learn like this, understand the meaning and learn it. Sure, you are going to get it. Okay, I'll just take the attendance now. Abdul Aman, is there? Abdul Aman? No. Okay. Alan Thomas Shibu? Alan Thomas? Alan Shibu, you are there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Sleeping or what?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm present, ma'am.
Okay, understood now whether you are sleeping or not. Alan Varghese?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Anish?
Present, ma'am.
Aparna?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Krishna Kanti?
Present, ma'am.
Krishna Nunni? Krishna Nunni, whether he is there?